Oh, the large cruiser is actually a capital ship. Which means it has to be guarded. Yeah, that is actually a heavy cruiser. So I guess all of the cruisers here are light cruisers. Except for that, which is an actual heavy cruiser. Okay, I see how that works. I'm not that interested. I mean, I might be. Because large cruisers are probably going to have pretty much the same role as the Panzerschiff. This probably is a Panzerschiff. It's unfortunate it doesn't tell you what the range is. Because that would be kind of useful. Meanwhile, 38 technologies. There aren't a huge number of them. I'm kind of drawing the conclusion that we're doing really bloody well when it comes to technology. You know what? I'm going to research that just because I'm curious what it's going to lead to. And now we can go to the Nuremberg. We'll make you... Well, we'll keep you as a 2. Because the only thing we're doing is upgrading this. Yeah, because we want to keep that refit cost as cheap as we can. Like, this isn't a dramatic upgrade. And then with that, we can say, I want 1, 2. Actually, hold on, let's do the refits first, just so they're in the list. So we're going to go here, go here. We're going to go Leipzig and Nuremberg. Here, here, okay. You're going to disappear for a second and think about what you've done. Friending China is done. You've now appeared in that list. Glorious. So now I can say Nuremberg. Nuremberg. I want 3 of them, right? So we have 2 of those, 3 of those in construction. That's 5. 6, 7, 8. We need another 8. Cool. And the Admiral Hipper is going to be done in like 6 months, 5 months. 6 months. No. 6 months. What's this? This is aeroplane technology. Now we can do the fighter D. There we go. Focus. Because we just finished our China focus. So let's see if there's anything else we can do for China. Military experience. That will get them tech buffs. That gives them extra factories. Trade relations changes with them. And they also want to sell us stuff. Like, I'd really like to get them to economic boom. Actually, political influence would give them the possibility of flipping to fascist. You know what we should do? We should start infiltrating the Republic of China with a fascist. Yeah, we should definitely do Anschluss, but I want to try and get some of these done. Like, they're pretty short focuses. They're 28 days. To develop the German war machine, we require raw materials. Given our relationship with the Chinese, they should be more than happy to supply us with them. Because I want to give them a fighting chance before I go to war. At that point, I can't help them anymore. Now they'll agree. Boom. Now we have a source of experience. Meanwhile, industry and engineering. Sorry, I said that wrong. Engineering. Introduces radio equipment to the following battalions. All division HQs gain it. Are we going to have to start making radios? Yep. Oh, it's already on the list. Well, I have a feeling that this is going to be kind of important to get out in decent numbers. Let's put it about there. Now, what are we getting a surplus in? Armoured cars. I don't think I'm actually using armoured cars for anything. Also getting a surplus of anti-tank. Not a very big surplus, but we have a surplus. Oh, that's because we have a whole bunch of factories on it. Well, that would do it, wouldn't it? Let's get 2 on factories and we'll put just 1 on AT. Just like AA. And we think we only need 1 more on this now. So what are we really short on? We must be really short on something. Horse transports. Artillery trucks. Transport trucks. We are shortest in transport trucks. And I'm going to have to say, I'm going to need to buff these, I think, up to here. Horse transports and regular transports. I mean, this kind of makes sense, because this is something that Germany was short of, like, throughout the entire war. So the fact that we're already kind of scrambling for those, unfortunately, does make sense. Now, have you guys released him yet? 7th of March. Okay, you're almost done. We could knock back the field uniforms a touch, you're not wrong. Although field uniforms have the highest usage. Menjiang issues diplomatic protest. Menjiang envoys have lodged a strong diplomatic protest with our government regarding the presence of our attachés in nations they're currently in a military conflict with. They demand the immediate recall of our military mission. I think no. Oh yeah, we should probably also keep these going as well. What should we go for? Oh, you know what we should go for? Boost ideology mission effect. Seeing as that's something we're starting to do more and more. That spy sound is epic, isn't it? It's great. One of my favourite things about this mod. It's just such a weird thing. And yet it's awesome. Oh yeah. Right, I was going to show you, if we make an infantry division, the vast majority of the equipment we need is field uniforms. So whenever we make a new unit, the thing that's going to go down the fastest is field uniforms and infantry equipment. So us having a big surplus of field uniforms isn't actually that big a surplus. Like 3,000, that's a unit and a half. Arms deal. Sell all the things. Replace Goering as the economic minister. Wait. In March 1933, Funk was appointed the State Secretary, the Staatssekretär of the Ministry of Public Enlightenment and Propaganda, the Reichsministerium für Volksaufklärung und Propaganda. In the summer of 1936, when Hitler commissioned Albert Speer for the rebuilding of central Berlin, it was Funk who proposed the new title of Inspector General of Buildings for the renovation of the federal capital. Oh, they didn't give us the German for that? Oh, come on! That's such a German title. The Inspector General of Buildings for the renovation of the federal capital. Come on, you got to give us that one. In 1938, Funk became the Chief Plenipotentiary for Economics, the Wirtschaftsbeauftragter, as well as Minister for Economics, the Reichswirtschaftsminister, replacing Helmar Schacht, who had resigned. Yada yada yada. Yes, we have seen this one before. No, because that wasn't between Speer and Funk. That was something else. I thought you were going to say Inspector Gadget. So we can bring in Funk, or we can keep Goering. Much easier to just look. That's the economic minister. So this is Goering instead of Funk. So you have the military factory construction speed. communism support goes down, acceptance of communist diplomacy goes down, or Goering, who has infrastructure, civilian factory construction, aircraft construction, but we do lose a bit of political power. I mean, if we go for Funk, then this is basically the point at which we should start really starting to ratchet up the number of military factories we're getting. So I think what I will then do is this, and then we'll start doing militaries. It's a free change, and Goering is really expensive to root out, so I'll take the free change. Generalinspektor der Gebäude für die Renovierung der Bundeshauptstadt. Generalinspektor der Gebäude für die Renovierung der Bundesreich. I got so close. Alright, let's try that again. Generalinspektor der Gebäude für die Renovierung der Bundeshauptstadt. There we go. Something like that. I mean, that sounds right. I know what each of those words individually means. It just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Yeah, absolutely. Alright, so... Are there any things that I'm really far behind in? I don't think so. Actually, naval doctrines, we kind of are. Yeah, I think I'm going to use... industry is just so powerful, though. Oh, especially because, yeah, we're on this now, aren't we? It's 38. No, we've got to keep with the industry. Like, we're going to start blitzing through the industry, but we've got to keep on the industry. Oh, you're free. It's free. Okay, so now I think what I'm going to do, legitimately, is put you there. Put you there. Then we're going to have both of you just boosting ideology of fascism in China. Chiang Kai-shek asks for mediation. Chiang Kai-shek has asked for the Nine-Power Treaty Conference, or the Brussels Conference, to be convened as a meeting of the signatories of the Nine-Power Treaty to consider the peaceable means for hastening the end to the renewed conflict between China and Japan that has broken out. This conference will be held in accordance with the provision of the Nine-Power Treaty of 1922, to be held in Brussels, Belgium. Although not a signature of the Nine-Power Treaty, China has also invited Germany as a long-time friend to attend. Surely peace between China and Japan is a good thing. It would be wiser to support Japan in this. No, we're definitely supporting China. We're going to end up with Japan. At war with Japan at this rate, aren't we? Learn German, they said. It'll be fun, they said. So no, oh, that's true. Yeah, it would be Reichshauptstadt. That's true. Usually I have to play hard to find for my run note files and Google Translate open. I mean, usually I'm actually pretty good at German. Like, outside of English, German's my strongest language. More so than Dutch. Because I formally studied German. I've never actually formally studied Dutch. Like, I can understand it, I can speak it. Can't read or write it, though. Well, I can read it to an extent, mostly because it's just phonetic. Can't write it, though. Writing Dutch is really, really hard for me. Because I was educated in Britain. Never had a formal Dutch education. And I studied German for like 6 years. And admittedly, when I don't know something in German, I'll say it in Dutch, and probably about 80% of the time it's correct. Fortunately, our agent was able to protect his identity and his black market contact to not trace him back to us. Yeah, go ahead. It's fine. Don't care. What are they going to do? Stop us? Ha! Well, we can reform the military command again. Oh, and this time we're getting more military command. It was +3 before, now it's +4. Current maximum is actually 61 because of the attaché just eating up so much of it. What's that mean? Ah. That there was a notification that I needed to read. I see. Tungsten and antimony from China. And then I think we're... Wait. Oh no, that's the one that gives them factories. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to expand their industry. We're going to do the economic boom, which requires expand industry. It doesn't actually need military experience. So this line is not necessary. Although this one will give them better technology. You know, I do want to go all the way through this, I think. Like, as much as I want to do Anschluss and all of that stuff, like, getting China, especially because we're supporting China as opposed to Japan. Like, if Japan would be just like, get on with it, it's fine. With a constant supply of resources, our industry is making great leaps forwards. But yeah, we are supporting China this time around. Which is going to have really interesting implications later on. The war in Europe might well stay a war in Europe. It's great. Even when tapped out, I always know when it's spy time. Why is that? Yeah, it's definitely the more intel that you have in a country, the faster the boost ideology goes. Which is why it's a bit of a pain that I'm not really cashing in on the boosts here. But, like, our interference in those countries didn't really do as much as I'd kind of hoped. At all, actually. Are we still... Yes, we are. Oh... I should really start trying to get some of these together. Yeah, I really should. Got a bit of tons of stuff, not enough into... Got a bit of tons of stuff, not enough in each language to make my way, thankfully. Wait, got a bit of tons of stuff, not enough in each language to make my way. Not enough in each language, or enough in each language to make your way? Thankfully, I'm near fluent in English, so I just need to speak louder and slower to make my point. English, do you speak it? France and Britain announce alliance, calling for their bonds forged during the Great War. France has requested to form an alliance with Britain, citing unspecified threats against the stability of Europe. Today, the request was approved by the British Parliament, and France has joined the Allies. Uh-oh. Okay, 38. Let's get some of the better mortars. Dedicated mortar teams within the battalion, sure. Are there any items I'm not producing? Yes, probably. That's the upgraded machine gun. No. Upgraded AA. And AT, not AA. The light bombers, neither of which I'm using, so it's fine. Joint training proposal. Yes, absolutely, go. Go, go, go! Expand the industry. Aha! Now we can form the first Gebirgs Division. The 1st Gebirgsdivision was the elite formation within the German Wehrmacht during World War II, and is remembered for its involvement in multiple large-scale war crimes. Oh dear. It was created on the 9th of April 1938 in the Garmisch-Partenkirchen in the Mountain Brigade, the Gebirgsbrigade, which was itself formed on the 1st of June 1935. The division consisted mainly of Bavarians and some Austrians. Do I have any mountaineers already? I'm not sure I do. Whoops, I meant add you to them. Short answer is no. So you need to have this. And you are mountaineers, which is this one? Yes. You are cavalry. You know, I'm going to try and find the right picture for each of these. Cavalry's up here. SS. Black. And then you are... I mean, technically you're a garrison. And because you're technically a garrison, I'm going to put you in the garrison crew. Must say, this added depth is really fascinating to watch. Yeah, like, this is how I remember Hearts of Iron 3. Like, it really slowed the game right down, but it was really interesting. Okay, this one requires military experience, so this should really be a connector up to here. But we want the economic boom. By jointly working together with the fatherland and China, I've seen great benefits. So I gain 4 off-map civilian factories, they gain 1 military. And one of the cruisers is finished. We're finishing off the second, which means that you technically want to be upgraded to one of those as well. The fall of Beiping. After a failed raid at the Japanese frontline headquarters, the Chinese suffered enormous casualties. In order to prevent further casualties, the Chinese commander has ordered the troops to retreat out of Beiping. The Japanese army later marched into the city with minimal resistance. The Forbidden Palace is reported to have some artifacts removed by the Japanese. Fortunately, most of it was evacuated back in 1933 to the south. The Japanese were only able to remove a few large bronze tubs and a few pieces of cannon. Does look like the Japanese offensive here has taken root. But hopefully the benefits that China's going to be gaining from the attaches and from the extra factories I'm giving them is going to help. Light Panzers. It is now 38. That's just a tankette. What's that? Oh, suspension. Well, let's see if there's any more modern tanks that I want to start building first, because, yeah, there are. Panzer 2D. Oh, there's no Panzer 3D. 2D will have to be, then. We're only going to get 2 dimensions. I'm sorry, chat. 2D Panzers is all we're getting. Definitely might. The signing of the Tripartite Pact was really what set the Americans off on the Japanese, which would eventually result in the embargo, increasing adventurism in Eastern Asia and then Pearl Harbor. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what effect this is going to have on things. Like, even if the United States and Japan do go to war, which I still think is highly likely, they're not going to be involved in the war in Europe except through Lend-Lease. So, no United States Navy blocking or fighting against us in the Atlantic together with the Brits. No American troops arriving on our shores. And if Japan is able to keep the American Navy at bay, then America's going to be far more isolated, giving us time to go after Britain. Once we've dealt with Britain, we can probably go after America ourselves. Chile resigns from the League of Nations. Who cares? At this point, nobody. Never gets old. Right. Is there anything else I want to research? I think I want to continue getting these departments. I do like the fact that they've slowed these upgrades down, because in the base game they're like 30 months each. 30 days each. It doesn't feel like an investment. Alright, so we need to get 2 more focuses done, and then it's Anschluss time. Von Falkenhausen's been able to test new weapons and tactics while training the Chinese forces. Jolly good. We're getting really close to actually getting an aircraft designer. Unfortunately, it'll come in. You know what? I'm going to switch you out to starting work on the next multi-role. Yes. This hasn't completely... No, that's still 3 days to go. That's fine. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get the aircraft designer before we switch back and finish that technology off. So that it gets the effects of the research designer. Love the bubbles when you select research. Oops. You can get them at the same time even. James Bond guitar is drowning. This is industry. We're already getting research. Accident chance. Reinforce rate and planning speed sounds really good. Core level radio. Now, one thing I do want to take a look at is whether I can bring in armored headquarters. Requires mechanized light vehicles and command tanks. And it will increase defense breakthroughs. Yeah, it increases everything. They are more expensive, but these divisions are supposed to be hardcore. And with that, yes, we will start actually producing tank commanders. Choose you. Don't think I need more than one. We'll keep you there. And we'll drop one off of uniforms to fund that. That ship is very nearly done. We should be working on the refitting. Yeah, looks like we are. Good. Admiral Hipper, how far until you're done? You're also really close to being finished. Awesome. Civilian works. That's going to lead to... construction, wasn't it? Yeah, that one. Yeah. Also recruitable population, which would be cool. More manpower. Clearly what I need at this point. How are we doing for infantry equipment and all that stuff? I mean, we have enough. We could definitely start training a couple more infantry divisions. So let's get another 6 going. Manchukuo issues diplomatic protests. Tough. And more industry. It's 38. We can get these now. Coal liquefaction. Steel mills produce less. Weekly events that gives 12 fuel per day per steel refinery. Oh, interesting. That's kind of cool, actually. Efficiency base. Improved power grid. Nylon. Oh, ha! Because you get them better parachutes. Their stuff is better. Paratroop equipment cost minus 10% because they got better parachutes. Oh, that's cool. I like that touch. Oh no, oh wow, 10% production efficiency cap. That's a big one. I'm going for that one. The Small Treaty. One of our most noble tasks is to make our country look good abroad. Bilateral friendship treaties are a popular diplomatic means of achieving this. This requires resources, especially in these times. The good news is, one such accord is ready for signing. Excellent. Sign the treaty. So, how is China doing? You're building the Burma Road, so you're trying to get more resources from other people, which is fine. Aha, here we go, modified government. So we are definitely going for an aircraft designer. So, Messerschmitt will make the fighters cheaper and increase reliability. Also increases the strength of jet close air support and jet multi-role. Junkers increases close air support. Light bombers, fast bombers, heavy bombers. Focke-Wulf is interceptors, multi-roles, close air support, heavy fighters. Rado is carrier fighters, tac bombers and strap bombers. And Henschel is purely CAS. Especially jet close air support. If we get jet close air support, like, we have to switch to Henschel for that plus 15% reliability. That's huge. Especially on aeroplanes. Like, the big blocker to really upgrading your aircraft is reliability. China not looking good. China never looks good early on, though. I think they're doing alright. Like, the Republic of China hasn't lost that much. They've lost a tiny bit here, and not a huge amount in the north. The north is mostly the warlords. I find that when China gets desperate, it's when Guangxi falls, because all of their resources come from down here. Their industry is along here, so this is bad for their industry, but honestly, they could be doing a lot worse. Like, the initial surge from Japan is always really strong. I think Messerschmitt. I think that getting those fighters out is going to be the most important thing we do. Especially because I'm not really building AA. We want to win the battle in the sky. And I've been investing very heavily in the Air Force. Like, we've had persistently a lot of factories building aircraft. And we have 500 in surplus in stockpile. We've still got another year before war breaks out. We should probably try to increase that. Like, 72 military factories at this stage is not a lot. You know, I'm going to reduce these again. We're done. We're going to switch to mills now. And then, yeah, Messerschmitt it is. And this is going to allow me to come back to where the fight... No, you... are going to switch back to that, which will take just 3 days. But it is now a Messerschmitt design. Awesome. Military experience is coming along nicely. Oh, right, and we can actually see all of the divisions. There's quite a few divisions along here. And there we go. New fighter is done. So let's continue the multi-role, which is also going to be Messerschmitt. And we can go ahead and upgrade those. 109Ds. Wow, we are still getting a lot of tungsten. Oh, so that was just an immediate import from China, which I could just do anyway. Hold on, that's really inefficient. 30 for 3 factories? Do that properly, I get 36. They're cheating me. That's a terrible trade. Ah, here we go. We can reform the military command again. Is there anything that I'm going to want to add to my regular divisions? I mean, we've got the attaché. That's going to keep on rising. And honestly, getting the maximum command power just really appeals to me. So we're just going to keep on doing that. If we have the option, we'll press it. Chinese are to the deal. Yes, China can do things like that. Military experience is done, so now we can do the political influence. With our friendship secured, it is time to show the Chinese a better system of governing. It's time to put some influence on them. They are not at all fascist. They are now 41%. So if we start boosting ideology, 0.1 a day. Yeah, if you really want to try and get your network amounts up, and then you can get the boost ideologies very powerfully. Commercial food processing finished. Marvelous. Let's see what else we can do. I mean, we could definitely do concentrated industry. This does give you the 15% extra output. Yeah, let's do it. I don't know why I'm always so reluctant to do that. Like, there's so many other technologies I need to get, and I don't really need to increase capacity in my provinces. But the thing is, it's not just about capacity, it's also raw output. John Sungfugu, Dark Panzer, and Almahad, thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. Good to have you joining us. Coupe du Monde. The World Cup of Football is held in France. The 18th successive match captivates the planet, and 376,000 spectators are in the French stadiums. The 34 countries fought relentlessly, but it is Italy who ultimately wins the final against Hungary. The Mediterranean country is, for the second time, a world champion. The Brazilian Leonidas da Silva, known as the Black Diamond, is however the best striker of the tournament, with his personal technique, the bicycle kick. Italy retains the championship. I did not know that bicycle kick was his. That's pretty cool. It is 38. We could get these, but it would be ahead of time, and I don't really see the point. So we are instead just going to continue researching all the things. Oh, we can only do that if we have access to Dornier. Huh. Oh, proper carrier aircraft don't actually appear until here. That's interesting. Oh no, they're here too. And flying boats. What do they do? Mine laying. Are they a carrier plane? No idea. Too big to be a carrier plane. Yeah, I guess it's just a mine layer. I thought it might have been like a ship-based recon. Okay. Oh yes, you're still refitting. Ah, the Admiral Hipper is done. And you are in Nuremberg, so you need to be revised. But you can go in there. And there we go, you are in Nuremberg too, so you can go into there. Right. So one of these ships is gonna get refitted. And it's you. And then once that's done, the Admiral Hipper is done, so we actually have some free capacity, which we'll either need to put on destroyers or on submarines. And considering we're going so heavily in interdiction, I think probably submarines. Can you see my ships? I mean, there's nothing really that special about them, and also it's kind of hard to see what's going on. Like, even I don't know. All of my ships at the moment are kind of all-rounders, because I've not specialized them particularly. Because these are all just base level vessels. Just refitted to be more modern. That's the only thing that's different. I didn't want to majorly mess with their hulls and their armor and their turrets. Okay, political influence is very nearly done. Venezuela resigns from the League of Nations. Everyone's resigning the League of Nations. And there's the political influence. Oh, I can have a third operative now. Sweet. Let's go with Anton. And Anschluss. The Anschluss, or union with Austria, is a long-held goal of the German people. Although forbidden by the Treaty of Versailles, the time has finally come to bring it about. Let us offer the Austrians a chance of sharing our glorious destiny. And with that, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed this. If you have, be sure to hit that follow button to get notifications when I'm live again in the future. If you've really enjoyed this, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing here on Twitch or by checking out the Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/MordredViking. I do have a YouTube channel, which you can find at youtube.com/MordredViking, and also a Discord, which you can find at the link which will be appearing shortly. Thank you, McHappyFace. We're going to go and raid someone. I think we're going to go and raid Kaido, because he is currently playing Conqueror's Blade, and Conqueror's Blade is a lot of fun. Now I might actually go and play some myself in a bit. There is no D&D tomorrow. Unfortunately, some of the players are unable to make it, so there is no Icewind Dale tomorrow, so there are no streams tomorrow. I'm actually taking a day off. One of the reasons I didn't cancel this stream tonight, because I'm freaking exhausted after the game yesterday, is because I knew I'd be off tomorrow. So no D&D tomorrow. So I'm going to take a day for myself. I will, however, be back again on Monday with the Component Cast Live, which is the other D&D game which I am taking part in, led by Midge. So yeah, I think that's it for me for now. New schedule will be published either tomorrow night or Monday, probably Monday. There should be some cool stuff on there. There are a couple of embargoes and things which are being raised. There are a couple of new games coming out, which I'm getting early access to. So next week's schedule should be pretty cool. Anyway, when we arrive at Kaido's, I would love to see his chat absolutely lit up by the Viking Raid, which you can do by copying and pasting Viking Raid just like that. Or if you are a subscriber and you have access to the longships, you can use that one and just make them even cooler. Fusky, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Anyway, that's it for me for now. Thank you everyone for watching. I will see you all next time. Until then, goodbye.